what are the entitlements, no? So the arbitration award was basically about three things, no? One is what is the nature of the features in the area that we brought to the arbitration award, because each feature will have a different provision of UNCLOS and different entitlements, no? Secondly, it was asked about our entitlements, no? And third, it was about some actions of the Chinese, and we asked them to declare it illegal. So we got these questions 1,000 of times na, why are you, ba't yung arbitration award binasura nyo? Ba't yung arbitration award hindi nyo pinaglalaban? Okay. The arbitration award is not an award on territory. That's why some of our allies keep telling us we don't get involved in territorial disputes. That's the other fallacy that is being spread, that there is no dispute. There are two disputes, territorial and UNCLOS. So under UNCLOS, sir, it's economic rights, sovereign rights. And I spoke to our lawyer himself, Attorney Reichler, who may problema pa tayo dahil hindi binayaran ng past administration yung sinisingil niya. So baka i-demanda tayo, but we're trying to handle it. I talked to him. Sabi niya, simple lang eh. Territory you cannot divide. It's either yours or not. Sovereignty rights is economic rights. You can talk about it. So if you own a car, you can rent it out, you can lease it out, you can sell it, no? So what are these sovereign rights that we have in this? First, fisheries. So in the past administration, we could not fish in the area. We were being shooed away. Now we have a tentative fishery agreement. It's not perfect. There are still complaints. But in general, ang fishermen natin nakakapunta. Number two, environment and ecological, no? Interest, and UNCLOS is also very focused on this, in preserving spawning grounds, preserving species, marine life. So we have already identified common areas like the lagoon in the Scarborough Shoal that hindi pwedeng mag-fish kahit sino dahil spawning ground. Just this Saturday, we emphasized, and the Chinese ambassador emphasized, that if we can come up with a way na to implement, they will apply the full force of international and Chinese laws on Chinese fishermen who are getting giant clams and everything, no? The third po, yung tinatawag natin SOLAS, safety of life at the seas, no? So dati po, hindi tayo makalapit sa Scarborough Shoal. Ngayon po, pagka may bagyo or masyadong mataas ang tide o may problema, we have a coordination mechanism, then we can go in just to preserve and to protect our ships and our boats. So the last one, which is the biggest one in terms of peso sign, no, is oil and gas. And right now, we are working hard to come up with a framework that does not go against our constitution, does not give up any of our territorial or sovereign rights, but will give us the benefits. How will we do that? Simple po. We will not accept any deal that is less favorable than Malampaya. Because we're only talking about sovereign rights here. So meaning, kung ang Malampaya 60-40, what do we care what we call it in the South China Sea for as long as hindi maapektuhan ang ating territorial claims at sovereign rights, pero 60-40 or better. Kung kayang 65-35, yun ang ipaglalaban po natin. So when our allies, Western allies and even our allies in the region and in Asia heard this, you know, they gave pause also, and they might not agree, but they say they understand. So while it may seem, because we're not loud, it might not seem that we're pushing for our economic rights. Siguro, since you gave an example, sir, no, Congressman, yung barrel sa room, no? Parang ganito yun eh. Kung yung kotse mo, sabi mo sa'yo, sabi ko akin, then you file the case under the Civil Code and under the LTO Act registration, then you won the case. Pero walang sheriff. You can tell me I own it because of the case, or you can tell me I own it because of my registration or because of the Civil Code. So just because we're not using the term arbitration award, that doesn't mean we have given up any of our rights under UNCLOS. And in fact, we have a bilateral consultative mechanism. And Ambassador Chito, how many times was the arbitral award brought up? Twice already. No? The only difference, sir, is hindi tayo nakikipagsigawan sa China every day. Because if we do that, lahat apektado eh. You know, like our department is also handling a big part OFWs and economic diplomacy. So you can imagine if I'm fighting with China every day, paano yung OFWs? Paano yung tourism? Paano yung that's not my department, but we play a role kasi yung ambassadors natin ang nandun. So that's the context ho. We're not judging the past administration. They did their actions based on what they thought was best during the time. But we cannot simply copy their strategy. We have to analyze whether it's working or not, and whether it will work or not during the Duterte administration. And we changed our approach and strategy, but the same goals pa rin, sir.
Mr. Chair, in relation to that, can the committee of the House of Representatives visit Pag-asa Island?
You're the sovereign representatives of the people. You can do anything you want as long as it does not violate Philippine laws on Philippines, in the Philippines land. And we believe that the Pag-asa is completely the Philippines. Having said that, what you can do and what is prudent is two different things. So if you visit, and that's your privilege, what if the Malaysians start visiting the areas that are in our EEZ? What if the Vietnamese start visiting their features, which is our EEZ? And what if the Chinese start visiting their area? So there's a difference of what we can do. If you tell us, and if you tell us to escort you, we don't have a choice. We will follow Congress. But is it the prudent thing to do at this time na parang pinapababa natin yung temperature para nga pwedeng makipag-usap? So if they ask me, can members of the Communist Party visit Mrs. Reef? I will say no, it's Philippine territory. Their MOFA will tell them, yes, it's Chinese territory. But if you visit, the Filipinos might start visiting theirs and we're back to square one. So it's not a matter of kung pwede o hindi, sir. This definitely pwede. It's a matter of prudence at certain times of diplomatic negotiations. No?
So you referred to some Chinese-occupied features as being within our EEZ.
Chinese, Malaysian, and Vietnam. And Vietnamese.
That's covered by the arbitral ruling?
Yes, sir.
And what about Pag-asa Island?
Sir.
What would be the coverage of Pag-asa Island?
For the record, sir, no, Ayungin Second Thomas Shoal, inside the EEZ. Lawak, Nancham Island is inside. Likas is inside the EEZ. Patag is inside. Rizal is inside. Kota is outside. Pag-asa is outside. Panata is outside. Parola is outside. But all of these are held by Philippines. The following are held by the PROC, but also within the Philippine EEZ. Bao de Masinloc, Scarborough Shoal. But as I said, I consider us co-controlling it because I will not say they control it. No, Shigua, Kena Reef, inside our EEZ. Mabini, Johnson Reef within our EEZ. Panganiban within our EEZ. They have 4 areas outside our EEZ. Vietnam has Binago Reef, Collins Reef, De Jesus Reef, Lendau Reef, Malvar Reef, Osmeña, Petley Reef, Pigeon Tenant Reef, Rurok, Sincoe Reef, Sankey Reef, and Sincoe East Reef within our EEZ. And lastly, Malaysia has Antonio Luna, or the R. Dacier Reef, Gabriela Silang, Erica Reef, Mariveles Reef, Pawikan Reef, Swallow Reef, Luis Reef, Royal Charlotte Reef, and under the REEZ. And then Taiwan, which we consider a province of China under the One China policy, has Ituaba, which is within our EEZ, sir.